Hey, beloved soul and love stories fans. A clumsy girl helps a blind lady cross the street, nearly turns into a meat sandwich, and accidentally melts a cold CEO's heart. Ready to cross over into this Oregon love tale? Hit like if you believe love can start with a single step, share to spread the sweet vibes, and comment heart to sync your heart with love. Subscribe now to push us to 1,000 subs. Each sub's a warm smile we send your way, wherever you are. We're here, wishing you joy, health, and feels. What's next for Mia and Lucas? Comment below. Let's step into this love song together. I just wanted to survive my days in this little Oregon town until a blind old lady in a truck nearly turned me into a meat sandwich, shoving me into a love story I never dared dream of. Me, Mia Thompson, I didn't think helping someone would be the fastest way to lose my own heart, and maybe someone else's too. Mia Thompson, 26, wasn't the hallmark heroine with golden hair or hand-knit sweaters. She was a lovable mess from a small Oregon suburb. Her faded Fleetwood Mac tee, ripped knee jeans, and Converse so worn her toes peeked out screamed chaos over chic. She juggled shifts at Pages and Pastries, a used bookstore, and Sweet Haven Bakery, where the scent of fresh bread mingled with local gossip. Mia's life centered on caring for her 16-year-old sister Sophie, in a tiny house full of laughter but short on bill money. If you're this good at helping people, you should start a charity tomorrow, Sophie teased. Mia grinned. Yeah, a charity of my burnt bread. That day Oregon's sky was clear, sunshine pale and golden like someone stirred in honey. Mia pedaled to work, earbuds blasting Fleetwood Mac's Landslide, when she spotted an old lady fumbling at the curb. Dressed in a green sweater, leaning on a cane, her cloudy eyes gazed nowhere. Mia braked. Ma'am, crossing the street. Let me help. The woman smiled, voice warm. Thank you, dear. Your voice is so kind. Mia took her hand, but mid-step, a truck barreled by, nearly flattening them. Mia shrieked, Oh no, I didn't think helping would turn me into a meat sandwich. The lady laughed. You're a riot. I'm Helen Bryant. What's your name? Mia exhaled. I'm Mia from the bakery. You okay? Helen nodded, squeezing her hand. Fine, thanks to you. Your voice makes the road brighter. Mia grinned sheepishly, guiding her across safely before biking off, unaware that small act had just rewritten her life. Helen stood there murmuring, My son's far off, but if he met this girl... At the corner, Lucas Bryant, 30, pulled up to visit his mom after months buried in his Portland tech startup. Tall in a gray suit with deep brown eyes, he was handsome in that, I know I'm hot, but I'm busy way. He parked, catching a glimpse of a plain-dressed girl leading his mother across the street. Her shout, Meat sandwich, rang out as the truck sped by. He frowned, but a smirk tugged his lips. Who's that clumsy? He didn't know her name, but the image, her awkward grin, his mom safe, stuck like an offbeat note he couldn't shake. Mia got home telling Sophie, I almost died helping this sweet old lady. Sophie cackled, You're a charity disaster. Mia had no clue that disaster was about to lead her to a man who'd see her not just as a girl crossing the street, but as a world he'd want to hold forever. Lucas Bryant wasn't a fan of surprises. He thrived in a world of tight schedules, sugarless espresso, and Zoom meetings where his nod sealed the deal. But driving to his small Oregon suburb to visit his mom, the image of that clumsy girl helping Mrs. Helen cross the street kept replaying in his mind. He told himself, just a random do-gooder, but her awkward grin as she yelled meat sandwich made him smirk. A rarity this past month. Days later, Mrs. Helen summoned Lucas to the living room, her warm voice laced with mischief. Lucas, I need someone to read my mail weekly. My eyes don't work, but my ears do. That girl Mia from the other day, her voice is so gentle. Invite her over, will you? Lucas frowned, pausing his laptop. Mom, I can hire a pro. Why her? Helen laughed. Pros don't laugh, Lucas. I like Mia. Call her. He sighed, reluctantly agreeing, unaware his mom had set a trap sweeter than Sweet Haven's fresh bread. Thursday, Mia biked to the Bryant mansion, sweaty from her bakery shift. In a faded tee and ripped jeans, clutching a stack of Helen's letters, she thought, just helping the old lady. No one else around. But stepping inside, she gaped. The place was huge, polished wood floors gleaming, furniture straight out of an architecture magazine. She muttered, "Holy crap, Helen's loaded. How's she wandering alone out there?" Then fate teased her. She plopped onto Lucas's giant black leather chair, his self-proclaimed CEO throne, nearly toppling the tea tray Helen had set down. Lucas walked in right then, gray suit sharp, eyes cold as October Oregon rain. "Who are you, sitting in my chair in my house?" he growled, pointing at Mia like she'd botched a quarterly report. She leapt up, flailing, tipping the tray. "I'm Mia, here for your mom. Who are you letting her roam the streets alone?" Lucas froze. No one talked to him like that, not even his Portland assistant. Helen nearby cackled. "Lucas, spilled tea beats you letting me spill out there. Sit! Don't scare her!" Mia blushed, wiping tea splatter, mumbling, "Sorry, I didn't know it was your chair. I'm just reading for her." Lucas sat, masking his chill. "Clumsy like this? And Mom trusts you?" But as Mia read, voice slow, soothing like a lullaby, he stopped typing, listening. Helen whispered, "Hear that?" Her voice is warm. "Don't you think?" Lucas glared. "Don't get ideas, Mom. I'm only here a few weeks." As Mia finished, she fumbled, dropping an envelope. Lucas picked it up, handing it over, their fingers brushing. A tiny jolt shot through him, but he turned away thinking, "Just static." Mia grinned awkwardly. "Thanks. I'm a klutz. You don't look like a firefighter like I pictured." Lucas raised a brow. "Firefighter? I'm a CEO, Thompson." Her eyes widened. "CEO? Then why not hire someone for your mom instead of letting her wander?" He went speechless, stumped for once. As Mia biked off, Helen patted Lucas's shoulder. "That girl's special, Lucas. Don't let your suit blind you too." He shook his head, but back in his CEO chair, he stole a glance out the window. Mia's figure on her rickety bike fading around the corner. He thought, "She's a mess. Why's she so nice?" Unbeknownst to him, from that moment, fate had started composing a duet they weren't ready to sing. Mia Thompson started visiting the Bryant home every Thursday afternoon, bringing old letters, tales from the bookstore, and a dash of endearing clumsiness that Mrs. Helen dubbed life spice. She didn't expect those afternoons to not only make Helen laugh, but also thaw the icy heart of Lucas Bryant, the ever-suited CEO. Lucas, initially lingering just to supervise Mia, soon found himself anticipating Thursdays more than his big Portland meetings. Each visit, Mia turned the living room into a little world of sound. One rainy day, as droplets pattered the windows, she paused reading, guiding Helen closer. "Listen, ma'am. The rain sounds like a piano, soft and a bit sad." Helen closed her eyes, smiling. "You say that, and I see the rain prettier." Lucas at his desk nearby looked up, ready to snap. "Rain like a piano, really?" But he chimed in. "I hear it more like reports dropping." Mia spun around, laughing. "If you hear rain like that, I'll open a bakery in Portland." Lucas smirked, his first real smile at her, however slight. Then Mia brought baked goods, mini loaves, butter cookies from Sweet Haven. "Just for fun," she said, setting them before Helen. Helen took a bite, eyes lighting up. "Mia, these beat any fancy shop in town. Lucas, try one." Lucas, no sweet tooth, grudgingly grabbed a cookie, chewing silently before muttering, "Yeah, better than the shops." Mia's eyes widened. "You can compliment? I thought you only criticized." He glared. "Don't get ahead of yourself, Thompson." But that night, with Helen asleep, he sneaked a leftover cookie from the kitchen, finishing it, thinking, "Better than shops? Who is she to pull this off?" Tea afternoons became routine. Lucas stopped sitting apart. He held a cup, teasing, "You brew tea without spilling now?" "Progress, huh?" Mia shot back. "Learn from splashing your table, CEO." Helen cackled. "You two are like a comedy I watched young." But it wasn't all laughs. One day, Mia found an old letter in Helen's box, written to her late husband. "Dear, I can't see anymore, but I hear you in the wind." Mia finished, eyes teary, setting it down quietly. She turned to Helen, softly singing "Somewhere Over the Rainbow." Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue. Her voice wasn't perfect, shaky, off-key, but brimming with heart. Helen held her hand. You make me see him, Mia. Lucas, fetching water from the kitchen doorway, overheard it all. He froze, gripping his glass. Mia's voice wasn't pro. It rasped, stumbled, but it echoed his mom singing him to sleep before the accident stole her sight. He thought, it's not perfect, so why do I want to keep hearing it? His heart raced, not from boardroom pressure, but from a clumsy girl with a warm smile. That evening, as Mia left, Lucas surprised himself by walking her to the gate. You sing well, he said, voice awkwardly shy. Mia blinked. You eavesdropped? I thought you hated music. He turned away, hiding a smile. Not if it's you singing. Mia blushed, biking off, muttering, he's weird but kinda cute, huh? Lucas watched her go, hands in pockets, telling himself, just seeing her out, no big deal. But back inside, he played Somewhere Over the Rainbow on his phone, listening again. For the first time in years, Oregon wasn't just a pit stop for Mom. It was a place to stay, for someone singing in his heart. Mia Thompson had become indispensable to the Bryant home, not just to Mrs. Helen, who saw her as light in her blind days, but to Lucas, whose heart once beat only to numbers. Thursday afternoons filled with Mia's raspy singing, warm bread, and laughter seeped into him like Oregon rain into dry soil. He wouldn't admit it, but each time she biked away, he lingered by the window, silently wishing she'd glance back. Then everything shattered when Emma Carter, Lucas's old friend, arrived. Tall, golden-haired, she was the woman the Bryants once envisioned him marrying, equal in wealth and status. She swept into a small thank-you party Helen threw for neighbors, her sharp eyes raking over Mia like a stain on fine carpet. As Mia brought out a tray of homemade bread, Emma smirked loudly. Oh, Lucas, is she baking to hook you? Cute, but you need someone on your level, not a waitress with no steady job. Laughter rippled from a few guests, slicing into Mia like a knife. She stood there, tray trembling, eyes searching Lucas's, waiting for him to say something, anything to defend her. But Lucas stayed silent, head bowed, gripping his wine glass. The weight of Emma's gaze and old family expectations choked him. Mia forced a smile, setting the tray down, voice faint. I'm not hooking anyone. I just wanted Helen happy. She turned, fleeing the house, tears falling like rain, washing away every note she'd sung there. Lucas wanted to chase her, but his feet felt rooted. He feared losing the perfect son image he'd built. Mia stopped coming. Helen called, but she didn't answer. Lucas visited Sweet Haven, only to face Sophie's glare. Mia doesn't want you here. You made her cry, you smug suit. Back home, he opened the tea cupboard, finding a handkerchief Mia left from her last visit. A worn cloth hand-stitched with, "Thanks for letting me be part of the peace." He read it over and over, chest aching as if someone swept away all warmth. Helen in her armchair sighed. Lucas, son, Mia didn't just help me cross the street. She helped me hear life again. Where'd you let her go? Lucas sank down, clutching the handkerchief. He realized Mia's absence left a void bigger than he'd imagined. No raspy songs, no bread scent wafting from the kitchen, no smile breathing life into this house. He whispered, she was my peace and I lost her. That night he played Somewhere Over the Rainbow on his phone, hearing Mia's voice in his mind, and for the first time Oregon didn't feel like home. Without her, it was just an empty road he couldn't cross. Mia, in her small house, hugged Sophie, murmuring, I thought he saw me, but he only saw my shadow. Outside, rain fell, and she didn't know that somewhere Lucas held her handkerchief, cursing himself for letting the rain drown the sweetest song of his life. Lucas Bryant never saw himself chasing anyone. He was a CEO living in a world of cold decisions and numbers that didn't cry. But after Mia left, the big Oregon house turned into a hollow chill. No singing, no bread scent, no smile to make his heart hum like her beloved Fleetwood Mac. The handkerchief with thanks for letting me be part of the peace sat on his desk, a reminder he'd lost something precious over a few dumb seconds of silence. One stormy night, Mrs. Helen, blind but sharp-eared, called Lucas to the living room. Son, she said, voice raspy yet firm, if you let that girl go, my eyes don't need to see again. There's nothing worth seeing if you can't keep the one who made us here life. Lucas sat, clutching the handkerchief, eyes red. Mom, I messed up. I feared losing my image, but now I fear losing her more. Helen smiled. Then find her. I've heard you since she sang. Don't let me lose this daughter-in-law. Lucas didn't wait. He dashed out, no suit, just a soaked white shirt under the rain, racing to Pages and Pastries. Closed. He banged on Sweet Haven's door, met by Sophie's glare through the glass. Mia's not here. Go home. He pressed. Where is she? Sophie shrugged. Ask the rain. It knows her better than you. He drove to Mia's house, knocked, no answer. Then it hit him. The little park where Mia once took Helen to hear flowers with her hands. He sped there, heart pounding like their first meeting. Under drizzling rain, Mia sat on a wooden bench, old coat drenched, eyes red as she stared at wildflowers. She whispered, I'm so dumb, Sophie, thinking he saw me. Lucas approached, carrying an old radio from home, playing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Judy Garland's voice rang out, but he switched it off, took a deep breath, and sang off key. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. His voice cracked, awful as a yowling cat, but his eyes shone as they met hers. Mia looked up, stunned. What are you doing, Lucas? Don't ruin my song. He stopped, knelt before her, rain streaking his face. Mia, I sing terribly, I know. I'm no good with fancy words, but I thought I didn't need anyone to cross the road with, until you led Mom and me through days I didn't know I was lost. I was wrong. I stayed quiet out of fear, but now I'm more scared of losing you. Marry me so I can hold your hand forever? Mia stood there, tears mixing with rain, then laughed. You're awful, but why's my heart fluttering? Helen, wheeled in by Sophie from afar, Sophie had called her to supervise, shouted, Lucas, get up! Don't keep me waiting for this daughter-in-law. Mia laughed, pulling him up, hugging him tight. Fine, but you're washing dishes after I bake. He grinned, his first real smile, and kissed her in the rain. Not perfect, not movie grand, but warm as Sweet Haven's oven. Sophie clapped. Mia forgives too fast. I'm outdone. Helen whispered, I hear happiness, Mia. Lucas held Mia, murmuring, Mom says your voice is warm, but you're what brought song back to my life. Mia replied, Then sing with me. Don't miss a beat. Under Oregon rain, hand in hand, Lucas knew, CEO or just a clumsy guy who sang badly. With Mia, every road was worth crossing. 6 months after their rainy kiss, Mia Thompson and Lucas Bryant held a small wedding in Mrs. Helen's backyard, where wildflowers Mia once taught Helen to hear now bloomed under Oregon's sun. Mia wore a simple dress she'd sewn with Sophie's help, adorned with tiny flowers Helen picked by touch. Lucas ditched his suit for a rolled-up white shirt, standing there with a shy grin he no longer hid. Helen sat front row, clutching a bouquet, whispering, She sang for me, but now she sings a lifetime for my son. As they cut the cake, a giant loaf Mia baked, Lucas fumbled, dropping the wedding ring into the frosting, sparking uproarious laughter. He fished it out, hands sticky. Sorry, I'm such a klutz. Mia laughed. Clumsier than me that first day. Lucky I love you, Sophie shouted from the crowd. If Mia forgives another ring drop, I'm done with her. They kissed amid applause, and Helen chimed in. Lucas, hold her tight. Don't drop her like the ring. Post-wedding, Mia started a small class in town, teaching blind folks to hear life. Raindrops, fresh-baked scents. Lucas pitched in, skipping Zoom meetings to co-lead. One afternoon in their kitchen, Mia baked while Lucas washed dishes, keeping his proposal promise. He teased, Dishwashing's harder than being a CEO, you know? Mia hugged him from behind. But you're doing great, my love. The final scene showed Mia and Lucas guiding Helen across a little road near home, 3 hands linked now. Lucas murmured, You're leading our whole family now. Mia replied, And you're the best singer in my heart, even if you're awful. Helen laughed. I hear happiness, and it's sweeter than your bread, Mia. Under Oregon's sun, they walked on, And Mia knew, wherever love began, with Lucas and Helen, every road was worth singing forever. Dear Soul and Love Stories fans, Mia and Lucas crossed roads, rain, and misunderstandings to hold hands forever. Has your heart melted yet? Hit like if you adore this sweet ending. Comment heart to keep love's beat in your soul, and share to spread this Oregon love song. Subscribe now. Don't miss more heart-touching tales. Every sub's a warm hug from us, wishing you joy, health, and faith in love. What moment made you swoon? Comment below. Let's keep singing this romance forever.